I'm Megan.
And I'm Jenna. And we're the Hawthorn sisters from Ancient Origins Medicinals.
Today we're here in our garden with Greater Celandine. This beautiful plant right here with these yellow flowers. It is also known as swallowwort in some places because the flowers come into bloom when the swallows arrive in the spring. And another interesting fact about the swallows is that the mummy birds, they come down and they chew up the flowers and they put them in the baby's eyes to help them see.
That's interesting. So the Latin name for Greater Celandine is Chelidonium majus. And you can see here these have beautiful yellow flowers. And if you actually break open one of the stems and look at the latex, you'll see that it is a bright yellow quality. And this goes back to the doctrine of signatures, as Chelidonium actually has an organ affinity for the liver and the gallbladder. And we know that bile is a yellow greenish color.
Yeah, now some of the main actions of this plant is that it is a cholagogue, meaning that it moves the bile. It's choleretic, meaning that it helps produce bile. It is bitter. It is laxative. It's also antispasmodic. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It is alterative, meaning it moves the blood. It's cleansing that way. And it's also topically antiviral as well as topically vulnerary. And you want to apply this latex here to such things as warts, skin tags, tumors, and tinea.
And some of the constituents that are responsible for the actions that Megan just mentioned are isoquinone alkaloids, and it also has a berberine-like constituent, which is interesting because generally we think of berberine-rich plants as Oregon grape, golden seal, barberry. So Chelidonium also has berberine. Now, going back to uses for Greater Celandine, as I mentioned, it has an organ affinity for the liver and the gallbladder. So it's great for conditions of biliary insufficiency or that bile congestion. So we could use this for gallstones, also known as cholelithiasis, or gallbladder inflammation, when the actual walls of the gallbladder start becoming spasmodic and inflamed. This is called cholecystitis. Chelidonium is also great for conditions that some of the old timers called as a biliary overproduction, where you might get that bloating and that full abdominal stomach pain. Another interesting point for Chelidonium is that, like a very specific use is people will get pain not just in the upper right quadrant where the liver and gallbladder is, but actually get a sharp pain right at the bottom border, the inferior border of the right scapula. And it can go to the left, but generally more on the right. This herb is also great for headaches. So in Chinese medicine, this would be good for a condition known as damp heat in the gallbladder and liver. And symptoms that you would see with this would be red eyes as the liver opens into the eyes, and a lot of heat and overcongestion, like more toxic symptoms, and then a biliary type headache. So the gallbladder meridian actually runs up the neck, and it goes behind the ears, over the temples, and comes out in the eye. So this is called the biliary migraine type headache.
Makes sense. This plant's also used to treat some skin conditions. It's good for inflammatory skin conditions such as eczema and psoriasis. However, this wouldn't be my go-to skin herb. However, if you do have gallbladder and liver issues, then this is a great secondary one to help. It'll clear that up as well. And as we mentioned, for topical application of the latex of the plant. But the tricky thing about that is that only works when the plant is fresh, and you have to use the fresh juiced right away and keep applying it to those warts 5 to 10 times a day, and it will just clear it up like that. So it's a bit of a spring-summer remedy. And then speaking about harvesting, this is the perfect time right now to harvest when the plant is in full bloom. So that's usually between May and June, but it's been so beautiful here in Victoria, BC that it's ready to harvest right now. That's the aerial parts. And then in the fall, you can also harvest and use the root as medicine. An important thing also to know about this plant is it does have quite a narrow therapeutic window. So you only want to use 7 to 20 mils of a 1 in 3 fresh tincture a week. Otherwise it can be too stimulating and cleansing to the liver.
So it is quite interesting that we actually use this herb for liver gallbladder conditions, but if we take too much of it, it can cause hepatotoxicity.
And one more thing, don't forget to wear gloves when harvesting, because the yellow latex here contains proteolytic enzymes which can burn your skin. Happy harvesting!